Hello all, Reggie Time here with some PLO L plates on. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of this, just for something a bit different to do. Kind of got a little bit bored of the no limit grind over the last few days. It's been fucking pretty dull. Got a bit bored by it. I was chatting to a couple of guys on Facebook today about maybe playing a little bit of PLO, so that's what we're going to do. And hopefully we're going to have some fun with it. No Limit Hold'em is still obviously my bread and butter, but I just get fucking bored of it. It's starting to feel more and more like a pretty dull, not great paying job, to be honest with you. And I had enough of that in my 20s and 30s. Fortunately, at the moment, I'm in a place where I don't need to make any money from poker to continue living in my fine style or what have you. So seems like a fair enough time to have another look at Pot Limit Omaha, and who knows, maybe one day it just sticks and I become a Pot Limit Omaha player. Who knows, maybe it never does, maybe it's just something I was going to do for fun. I have no fucking clue, but it's certainly a fun game. I always enjoy playing until some crazy bad beats happen, like 4 hands in a row. Then I kind of convince myself that it's just gambling and then pack it in. I've never ever made PLO stick, and I'm not going to try and make it. I try and pretend I'm going to try and make it stick now. I'm just going to play it, have fun with it, see what happens. And that would be a full house. For a raise here, hope he's got a 7. I don't like the 3 in this, but on the button I think I'd call with it. Cut off, I don't know. That might be a really standard call, I have no fucking clue. But I'm not gonna call. Just a 3 dangler looked a little bit on the ugly side to me. As it happens, we would have flopped really well, but that's neither here nor there. The dangler looked a bit poopy to me. Offsuit 5, please. Nope. No offsuit 5. Would that have done it for us? I think it would have, wouldn't it? Not going to call on the paired board with the non-nut flush draw. Seems somewhat reckless. We would have made the nuts on table 1, but never mind. Guess we can fold this, can we? Or is it too weak? I'm going to be a pussy. I'm going to check back. Going to be a fucking wimp. And that did feel a bit wimpy actually, but yeah, the flush got there, didn't it? He might have, I don't know, some shit full houses. Who knows? Probably a bit wimpy, but nah, I'll live. Good shot. Backdoor nut flush draw. Check to us. Let's take a fucking stab. Try and isolate with the suited 10s, I guess. Could be a shit raise, who knows. This is not in any way meant to be educational. But I guess it does fall under the coaching Reggie Time ban. I'm not going to put it under that. It's just going to be what it is. It's going to be me fucking around playing Pot Limit Omaha. That's going to be the nature of the video. We get called in about 1 million spots with the 10s. We're just going to give up. I mean, 3-bet on table 1. I think my 4 to 3-bet's going to be somewhere close to 0 when I play a Pot Limit Omaha. We flop pretty poorly. So that will be that. I would love to just like make Pot Limit Omaha pay, because I think it's a game where there's not as much of a ceiling. I feel there's definitely a ceiling on where I can go with No Limit Hold'em in terms of like, I think 50NL is about my ceiling right now with the state of No Limit Hold'em. But who knows what the ceiling is with Pot Limit Omaha. I mean, if you get half decent and you're well rolled, maybe the sky's the limit still. You know, maybe you can still like harbour ambitions of being successful in the mid stakes. Not sure how realistic that is, but I think it's more. I think if I was to ever want to like pursue mid stakes poker, my guess is I would have a better chance of getting there via the medium of Pot Limit Omaha than I would via the medium of No Limit Hold'em. That would be my guess. It's King 10-5 without a suit. We're going to 3-bet and get called, and we're not going to have too many good draws, so we're just going to call, I guess. It's going to be hard to flop a draw with that hand. And we know our 3-bet's not getting through because it's Pot Limit Omaha. So it feels to me like it's not a particularly good spot to 3-bet, even though like Ace King 10 is going to be a reasonably strong hand, certainly versus the button open. I don't ever think you're like really that far ahead. Well, you're not that far ahead ever in Pot Limit Omaha. Some really rough queens here. I'm going to guess we're going to open them. Oh, that's too small, but never mind. I guess we're going to open them, but we just set mine in really, aren't we? One of my absolute favourite thing about Pot Limit Omaha though is it's a post-flop game, not a pre-flop game. Like No Limit Hold'em now, especially in like speed poker pools, it's very much a pre-flop game, isn't it? People just like playing pretty nitty pre-flop, you know. I don't care what anyone says. The average VPIP PFR in micro-stakes poker is less than 20%. I would say maybe certainly less than 22%, and of regulars it's much lower. It's only like the occasional fish that's going to put it above like 20%, I would say. So people are playing pretty fucking tight, and games are just really boring, and it's a lot of the time it's just like a pre-flop war. Again, we're not going to 3-bet this because we don't expect it to get through. If it was like if we could substitute the 7 for a queen, I would probably do it then. But yeah, I mean, there's just not much scope. There's not much wiggle room, I don't believe, in No Limit Hold'em. I think there's plenty of wiggle room in Pot Limit Omaha for seeing flops and what have you. If the hearts were to the nuts, I would think about playing that, but they're not. So I'm not going to. None of this, or some of this, or any of this might be good, bad, or indifferent play. If anyone's watching who does have like a decent Pot Limit Omaha background, I'd be more than happy to hear any constructive criticism on my play. I'm imagining I'm going to be playing a little bit too weak tight, would be my guess. Although Joe Ingram did once comment on one of my videos and say I was playing too fucking loose, 3-betting way too much. Or in fact he said you 3-bet more than me. But it was a very small sample size. It was just some selected hands, so I'm like 99.9% sure that isn't true. I view like Pot Limit Omaha as a game of draws. We get dealt drawing hands pre-flop. We want to play our premium drawing hands aggressively, and if we just miss and we don't really have very much in terms of like strong made hands or strong draws, usually I'm just going to be giving up. I'm not going to be running too many bluffs because I wouldn't know how to identify a particularly good bluff spot. So my strategy at the moment is pretty much going to be wait for pretty hands, play them, hope to connect on flops, and then just shove the money in. That's my very basic, rudimentary, fucking ape-like strategy. Aces with the suit. I'm not going to grumble about that. Do it. Undue, he didn't do it, and that's a pretty fucking miserable flop for my hand. I'm going to check call the flop though and play some turns. 7, 8, 9. Let's fucking 3-bet it. Let's 3-bet the 5, 7, 8, 9. This might be a fucking abysmal 3-bet, by the way. It might be absolutely fucking terrible. No joy with the 9, 9, 6, 7. I guess because we repped those aces pre-flop. Guess we fire a c-bet. Really isn't very hard to represent top set there, because I would imagine most people, when you 3-bet in Polymer Omaha, or many players, will just put you on ace, ace, XX. So when that ace pops, I guess it can't be the worst thing in the world to c-bet. Of course he's going to get check raised by a bunch of draws and his shit, but I don't really care when I don't have anything. That isn't going to be my concern. If any of you based in the UK, you might be able to tell my political views by 3 of my screen names today. Red Labour is kind of the extreme left of the Labour Party. It's a party within the party almost. I'm not a member of it, but certainly fond of them. Then we've got Jess for PM, because we're about to have a general election in this country for like the millionth time. I was fucking sick of going to the polls. And then we've got End May in June, which is basically just that's other people's ways of kind of saying let's get rid of the Conservative government. For the record, I don't think there's much chance that Labour can shift the Conservative government, but if you don't try, you never fucking know, do you? So we've got a pair here and some weak straight draws. Probably going to check call. 6 will give us the nuts. 6 of diamonds will be an interesting card. Now we've got a really weak open-ended straight draw that's nut to the nuts. Well, it's the nuts one way. It's still the nuts with the 6, I think, isn't it? So we're rooting for an offsuit 6 here. 6 of clubs, please, dealer. Oh, queen of clubs. Thank you. Wasn't quite what I ordered. I'm not paying for that one. And it's hands like that that make me think that there's going to be way more profit long term in pot limit Omaha when we're in games with players that limp 6, 9, 3, 10 under the gun. We're going to be in good games when we see that happening. Let's see, bet the aces, fold them to a raise, I guess. Going to be 3-betting here if undue opens. Let's have a 10, please, dealer. 8. Oh, I picked up a straight draw. Mustn't grumble. I think I might just race here if he bets again. He doesn't. And if we had like ace king or something, I would think about value betting here. I think it's too thin to value bet, because I just can't think of many worse hands they're going to call. So we're going to check, and we're going to lose to the flush. I'm not sure I like his c-bet very much there. We've got a massive draw here on table 4, so let's start shoveling chips in. Can't go too far wrong by just jamming and getting it in here. That's not the nuts, but whatever. It's close enough. And that's PLO in a nutshell, basically. Top set versus nuclear draw. And someone gets hurt, somebody wins. He had a cast iron stomach and a good bankroll for this game. I'm not sure I've got the cast iron stomach, but I mean, very overrolled for 10 PLO, that's for sure. Wouldn't necessarily be overrolled for 25 PLO, wouldn't have thought, but certainly for 10 PLO. I'm going to check back this turn. Really don't want to get check raised when we've got like reasonable but not brilliant equity. And then we completely break, which is unfortunate. Big draw again here with the straight and the redraw. So we're just going to start mashing big bets in. I'm going to keep on mashing big bets in. And unfortunately we get the fold. But you won't find me slow playing very often in these games. What have we got here? Cut shot and a pair. Let's see a turn. That's 2 pairs. Really weak flush here on table 1. At least the 4th flush card doesn't hurt our hand. Check call here again on table 1. And I guess we're just going to value bet the river. And hope he has like 5-6 or something. And we just have to keep paying these small bets off. It's an incredibly small chance that we win. But we do. And that's why we just have to pay incredibly small bets off. He had the nut blocker there. He could just have put tons more pressure on us by just going bet, 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 or pop, 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 or whatever. And I would have almost certainly have folded. But when he just goes small, 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 then it just makes my life way too easy. I'd play this if the suit was to the ace, but it's not, so we're not going to. Sure is a lot more fun than No Limit Hold'em the first time I play it in a while. Whether it'll be a lot more fun than No Limit Hold'em 3 days from now will probably very much depend on how much I've been winning. Not in terms of the money, because of course the money doesn't mean a lot at these limits, but just because I'm a fucking really sore loser and I like to win, whether I'm playing fucking 100 no limit full ring or whether I'm playing like 5-0 zoom for a video. It doesn't matter. I just like to fucking win. That maybe was too much of a nitty fold there with the ace 3-3-5. Probably should have called. Yeah, I'm a fucking terrible loser. Always have been. Always have been, and probably always will be. I was certainly one of those guys back in the boom that was like tapped the glass when I lost. Not proud of that, but I was. I used to get fucking really tilted, and yeah. Looking back, it's fucking embarrassing now, some of the things that I typed into chat boxes and what have you, but, you know, well, none of us perfect, are we? That seems like a great flop on table 1. The hand looks pretty, got a little bit of potential. Prefer it if the cards are working together slightly better. Pretty rubbish hand on table 4, but we have the button, so I mean, just raising can't be bad. 3 to a straight and a backdoor flush draw on table 1. That is now just 3 to a straight. Oh no, it's not. It's an open end straight draw, isn't it? It's an open end straight draw. Well, I call your bet, sir. And now it's nothing. And it's going to be a fold. Good shot on table 2 with the backdoor flush draw. Here's Jack Deuce 3 double suited. If the Jack and the Jack was to a suit as well, I think I would 3-bet, but it isn't, so I won't. So we flop the nuts. Let's go for a check raise, and let's go for a bet on table 4. Obviously, it's a pure bluff. Yeah, he calls us with like pretty bad straight, but I think that's more than standard. I'm not fucking around on table 1. We're just going to mash that pot button. Sorry, they said to pause to sneeze, but you've missed literally nothing. Fucking 2 kings there. That's rougher than whatever she was called, who was Britney Spears when she was going through a bad patch. Look at that, we would have flopped a set had Mia not stuck a fucking oar in with the 3-bet. Gut shot and 2 kings on the A-side board. Not going to bet. Way too lucky someone's got an ace, and they're just not going to want to fold. Hope it checks through. Hope to spike an offsuit 4 or a king. Happy with either. Open end straight draw, dry board, unraised pot, table 4, so we'll take a stab. 2 backdoor flush draws too, albeit both of them relatively weak, but it all helps. Get called in 2 spots, the king pairs, give up time. And call 1 here with the kings and the gut shot. Not c-betting the jacks on table 1. Giving up. We're basically just giving up everywhere. That's what we're doing here. Flop trips. Let's bet. Still got trips. Let's keep betting. And still only got trips with not much of a kicker. What's this fucking quarter pot thing all about? Not what I'm wanting to hit. Do believe that's the nuts on table 1. Start with the bet. I'd love to continue on table 3, but we just don't have enough. 3-bet pre-snap potted the flop. That boy's going nowhere. That boy is not folding, and we just have second pair and a gut shot. Which probably isn't going to be enough to get the job done. We have a flush on table 1, table 3. Not a particularly good one, but we do have position, which is useful. I don't know if that's a wrap or not that we have there, but it looks pretty fucking nice, whatever it is. I might have got the terminology wrong, but whatever it is, it's pretty. It's less pretty now. But we'll continue because we might have aces full. We don't, but we might have. And we get it through. Flops pretty well on table 3. No action that. Flopped not great on table. Did I just check there? Not sure why I did that. Clearly just not concentrating. Ooh. Call once, hope our opponent slows down, or we hit a club. No fucking clue what's going on with them aces, so I'm just going to get out of the way. Kings and sixes. Flops top set, we like that. If he bombs, we're going to raise. If he just bets small, well, if he bets at all, I think we're going to raise. Doesn't bet. Lots and lots of backdoor stuff going on here. So let's just try and put some pressure on. And he called, which is not good. The call was not what we were hoping for. We're going to just check back. We're going to 4-bet the aces. We're going to give up here. Because once he calls the flop, I don't expect him to be doing too much folding. Action galore. Wow, tons of action. Down to hope we hold. Oh, boom. How's that? How's that? So want to slow roll in for 20 cents here. Oh, no, now the board's paid. Oh, now the board's double paid. And we win anyway. I wanted to slow roll Svice for his 20 cents there. Checking to allow to give me the chance to slow roll had way more value to me there in terms of amusement than actually just betting and making 20 cents more from him. And I'm not that into slow rolling, but I saw Tonka do it the other day to Jamie Staples and I thought it was pretty funny. That would be a good draw we have there. We are deep. And our flush draw isn't to the nuts, but I still think we have enough to consider raising if we're betting to. Certainly going to bet once we check to. That's 3 of a kind, but it's really, really weak 3 of a kind that I think I'm going to fold. Maybe payback time. Service might be about to get back at me. He didn't though. Maybe a bit loose on the cut-off, but it's pretty. Pretty because it's got 2 of the same colour. Well, 2 each of the same colour. I don't know exactly how I described that. I fucking butchered it, but who cares? And we have flopped 1 pair, no kicker with backdoor everything. 1 pair, no kicker with the gut shot. And now we just got 1 pair, no kicker. One pair with some straight potential. Bet takes it down. I don't know why I've just told you that, because you fucking saw it. You're not blind, are you? Well, sorry if you are blind. Genuinely apologise if you are blind, but let's face it, good chance you're not going to be. Don't think anyone's... Not that many people watch my videos. I think the blind community certainly aren't really watching my videos just to listen to me. I wouldn't have thought. But if you do have some kind of like visual impairment, I do apologise. Certainly wasn't trying to offend you, or it was just a throwaway, thoughtless comment. Let's see a flop. And what you do undue, forcing you to see a flop. Svice has gone busto again, and Svice has reloaded. Not a big fan of 3 clubs, but again, we have the button, so we'll raise anyway. That is 1 pair. And a gut shot. And if a heart comes, we can try and pretend we have hearts. I'm going to peel just once. Hope he somehow slows down. I don't expect him to, but he might do. You never know, we might get lucky. We don't get lucky. Don't think he has Jack 10 very often here, but looking at his stack, I don't think we have fold equity either. We do, however, have quads on table 2. Table 1, sorry. And keep bluffing against undue. Didn't work. We did river 2 pair though, which If your bets is never going to be any good, if he checks, we might just have sucked out. We did not suck out. Oh, we were ahead, I don't remember. It's hard to, well, don't remember. Don't remember. Everything happened too quickly for me, basically, to see if we were ever ahead. Let's have a look. Does it bring it back up? King Ace 7 9. We were ahead when we raised the flop, weren't we? Were we? Yeah, we had a pair. I have a double gut shot, but it's weakened because of the flush draw on board. So I'm not going to play it. We have a gut shot here. Shitty backdoor spades, backdoor 2 pairs and stuff. Oh, not backdoor 2 pairs, just 2 paired outs, but I'm going to make a weak, but what feels like a weakish fold. Do I not like drawing 2 flush draws on paired boards? But whilst it's costing us very little, we'll do it. Made our hand. What the fuck is that quarter pot shit all about? And why do I keep pressing it? Hope not to get raised here on table 3. If we do, we're just going to fold like fucking little wimps. You just never waste. It's never, well, say never. So unlikely he's like raising a worse flush there. He probably just puts us on the flush when we call the flop and then goes for a check raise with what I'm presuming was a full house. I think I would have preferred him to just check call the turn. If I was him and I had a full house and I decided to check once the spade come, I wouldn't let the cat out the bag by raising straight away on the turn. I would have either led the turn. If I got a call, maybe think about going for check raise on the river, or I would just have check called the turn and checked the river. I think like setting a trap and then springing it at the very first opportunity doesn't seem great to me. That's 3 of a kind on table 1. We will be check raising this. We have like 3 of a kind with 2 overcards. And plenty of ways to get called by worse hands. And that is not a particularly good run out for us. Guess I'm just going to check fold the river. Unless you bet small. Checks back the flop, just calls the turn. And maybe we should have bet folded the river ourselves. Maybe we should have bet folded the river. There's just lots of ways you can have like 10x, isn't there, I guess. I'm annoyed with myself now because I think we should have the flop the river should have been a bet. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna fold now anyway. I think I butchered that hand. Maybe that's a weak. Maybe that's a weak call there. That could be a weak call. I think it's probably a weak call, but I think it would play worse than a 3-bet. Because again, we're not going to get too many folds in these games, I wouldn't imagine. So I don't really want to be like 3-betting pretty shit hands out of position in games where I think we're just going to get called a fucking bunch, and that should have been a complete. Starting to just lose a little bit of focus here. It's not the easiest thing trying to do 4 tables of pot limit Omaha when you don't really know what you're doing, or you don't have much of a clue what you're doing and talking about them. We're going to continue with it, but I expect to see plenty of mistakes. It's getting quite late as well. It's getting quite late. And the tables are dropping in numbers. We're playing 3-handed at 2 tables. Yeah, there's probably going to be quite a few fuck-ups going on. I should probably stop. Maybe we've played 42 minutes. I might stop in a moment. This player, Unju's relatively passive, isn't he? We can't just fold to 1 donk bet, of course. When I say relatively passive, he's not being like super aggro. I think kings might be the best hand here when he just like puts a blocking size out. Who knows? Interesting spot because I'm kind of tempted to like just raise this river if he bets. And block the nut flush. I mean, obviously he's not folding a full house, but if he's just got trips, he's probably folding. If he's got a weaker flush, he's probably folding. Fuck it, we'll go for it. Yeah, he was never going to fold that baby full house there. Well, say never. But if he's going to be doing that quite often, like using block size, if he's like bet sizing, he's going to betray his hand strength, and he doesn't change his alias, then he's going to be pretty easy to exploit in the long term. No, it would be my guess. Could be wrong, but that's how it feels. I think I've like lurched into extreme passivity right now. Do not enjoy getting 4-bet whatsoever, but I guess we call and see a flop. Wow, that's an ugly flop. That is an ugly flop. Pretty much nothing we can do here except check fold, unfortunately. Second nut flush draw and a gut shot on table 1. Start shoveling some chips in the pot. We now pick up like a shit other end of a gut shot. We've been raised by this player who we think's pretty bad in terms of how like regular activity, in terms of like, well, just like giving his hand strength away. We've got a straight, we've been raised on a paired board. We'll be going no further. Check calling on table 1, I think. Make sure how he goes, like small bet. Check. Bomb. Doesn't make a lot of sense in terms of like what value hands he would do that with, but I don't think people are going to be bet folding too often in these games. Looks like Unju's either going to bed for the night or just taking a little break. Leaves his heads up with somebody who looks like a regular and somebody down here who probably isn't. But I think we're probably going to end the video in a moment because there's not like many tables running. I'm feeling a bit tired. We've done 48 minutes. So yeah, I don't really want to be playing heads up pot limit Omaha on video because it wouldn't be a particular strong point of mine. I was about to sit out, but Undev looks like it's coming back to the action. So we'll play 10 more minutes, we'll go till the hour, and then we'll call it a night. Starting to study which hands we can be 3-betting from out of position in these games, because I'm not 3-betting anywhere near enough. I think that's painfully obvious. I think it's painfully obvious that I'm not 3-betting anywhere near enough. We're just going to start for that last 10 minutes. We'll start just throwing some random 3-bets in and see what happens. Just giving up on the 5 deuce 5, I think. Peel once with the shit back doors, though, aren't they? I don't think we are. We're not going to peel once with the shit back doors. We are going to 3-bet our double suited kings, and we are going to go with them. Surprise, surprise, we run into aces. I'm not sure battling regulars at short-handed at PLO's one of the wisest things I've ever done. Irrespective of, they might not be regulars, who knows, fuck it, I haven't got a clue, but might be the cleverest thing I've ever done in my life. but we are where we are with it. That's a straight on table 4. In fact, this Mia, what's his face, is limping buttons probably suggests he wouldn't be the strongest regular in the world. I think that's an utterly horrendous call down there on table 4 against somebody who's playing 2 tables. And instantly quitting. And yeah, we're not going to be playing heads, so it's going a bit too short-handed. Now, we're not going to make the full hour. We're going to sit out next big blind all tables, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I've enjoyed playing. A little bit tired, a little bit of it's the biggest shame for me is that they went short-handed, because I probably have an edge against 10-0 players in like full 6-max PLO games, but against guys that are probably a bit more experienced than me in PLO, maybe my edge is non-existent, but who cares? It's 10 PL or whatever you want to call it. Not a big deal. Not sure if I've won or lost money, to be honest with you. It doesn't really matter very much. Yeah, I think I've probably lost 2 or 3 euros, so I think I can live with that. Hope it's been a more interesting video than just the bog standard no limit one. To be fair, the coaching Reggie Time videos haven't exactly been crushing it in terms of views. I've not been spamming them anyway, but they've not exactly been crushing it. So I mean, maybe this one gets a few more views, maybe it doesn't. It's not really such a big deal, because I just enjoy doing it. If no fucker else is watching, then it doesn't matter. It's not at the end of the world. But yeah, I hope it's been a bit different to you. Who knows what the next video is going to be? It could be this, could be No Limit Hold'em, could be back to Fast Fold. Who knows? Might even be Sky. We never know. It can be anything. But yeah, until next time, we'll see you around. Bye bye for now.